Hey guys, this week on the Film Frat Podcast, we are talking about casting. And this week is actually a really special episode, and it was one of the most exciting for me to record because I interviewed my good friend Isaac Brown, who I met in the San Diego film community. He is really involved in a bunch of projects. He's a casting director. He owns a little Facebook page called Brown Casting where he brings on great talent and connects actors with directors and producers. And not only that, but he is such a willing and humble individual. He's helped out on my film. He's helped out on other people's films as a PA and assistant camera. So, and one of his aspirations is actually to be an assistant director. But he's also doing a lot of casting right now. And so it was an honor to have him on the show and just have him share his knowledge. I'm super thankful to have talked to him about the casting process. We're going to go into what it was like to cast crew on films, as well as what's required and what directors and producers should be thinking of when they are casting their crew. So stick with me in this episode because this is episode 19 of the Film Frat Podcast. Let's go.
This is the Film Fraternity Podcast, a show that's all about filmmaking in college, so you can turn your student projects into powerful portfolios. And now, here's the host of Film Frat House, Zach Sabo.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Film Frat Podcast. I'm your host, Zach Sabo. Today we are talking about casting. It's something that I actually didn't expect to talk about on the show, but I realized how important it is to cast the right crew and, well, cast the right cast. Cast is a verb and a noun, I guess. Cast the right cast and cast the right crew. Now, we didn't really go into what it's like to cast a crew. That's a whole nother topic for another conversation. But in this episode, we mainly talk about connecting actors with directors and producers and what a casting director does. And we really interview someone who's new to it, but has a little bit of experience, enough experience to give great advice. His name is Isaac Brown. He's a part of the San Diego film community as well as the Tijuana film community. He's actually from Tijuana, and he gives some great advice about what it's like to connect with people and network, which is a common theme in this show so far. All right, guys, I hope you're ready for this episode where I interview Isaac Brown of Brown Casting. I hope you enjoy it and take notes, please. Take notes because he gives like 5 points in the middle of our conversation that directors and producers should give actors as far as compensation goes, credit and all that, how to treat your actors, not as like robots, but as people, as human beings. They're not just another line on your balance sheet or budget. Which a lot of producers tend to look at. You know, they have a budget that they have to line up, and they just see cast and crew up there as just another part of the project that needs to be dealt with. But they are people. They are valuable people, not just assets to your film. So I hope you please pay attention, take notes, because this is a very valuable conversation and a long one too. So please stay to the end because there's actually a lot of great stuff that happens at the end. And man, follow Isaac on social media, guys. He's on Facebook, obviously, with Brown Casting, which is where he houses that. And I'll post all the links to that in the description, in the show notes on filmfrat.com. So without further ado, here's my conversation with Isaac Brown. All right, Isaac Brown is in the house. How are you doing,
hey, everybody?
Man?
Great to be here. I'm really honored to be here, actually.
That's awesome, man. I couldn't believe like that you said yes to my request to come out because you're a good friend of mine, and I know you're busy. You're so busy.
Oh yeah, totally busy. Like a really professional guy. Yeah, I'm working in LA. No, I'm working in TJ actually.
Yeah, he's not from LA, guys, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a bit. So, yeah, thanks for being a good friend and for coming on. I want to talk about how we met because...
that would be awesome. We're going to say, like, how the hell I should go there? Like, how do you know this guy? Like, okay, we can start with that.
Yeah. So, I recall, I think it was 2 years ago, 2018, when we went out to the Wally Awards. Yeah. It was at this little bar or something. I think I don't remember what it was called, but there's a lot of good food and a bunch of filmmakers from SDSU.
Yeah, I was impressed because the one who invited me was Jody Sile. I appreciated that invitation. And I was like, okay, well, I don't have nothing to do that day. I was like almost finishing school. Like, yeah, actually, I was finishing school. It was of September or something. I don't remember. And yeah, I was really excited to go there and say, okay, maybe I know some people. You can have connections, networking, and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I want to go there so I can maybe get someone can help me with my projects, or I can help someone else with the projects.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And now you're graduated. You've graduated since then. So
Yeah.
do you remember what your degree was, where you went to school, and what you wanted to do initially?
What I want to do, there's two different kind of stories on that part. The first, what I want to go to film school, and the other part, the degree.
Yeah,
Well,
why did you want to go to film school?
well, at first, I wanted to be an actor. When I was in junior high, I want to be an actor. And for some reasons, I don't know, like I see the script and I get like block. I was like, tell me, okay, action. I was like, sometimes I don't remember the lines, or I remember the lines, but I don't say it very well.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I didn't have acting skills, so I didn't go to acting school, whatever. But I was, imagine because some people say, you have factions, like, they told me like almost Jim Carrey because he had the factions in the face and stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I still think I could still be an actor, depends on more profile or something. I was like, okay, I can be. I don't know what you
Yeah.
think. And yeah, I started there, and to make it short, I look at little short film, some videos that any subjects on high school. They ask us like, okay, on this little subject, we're gonna use. Do you wanna make a video and stuff and whatever you're gonna make with the teams? And that part, I was like, they told us read this little story. And when you read it, try to do it like a little short film to make it. And I was like, oh, I'm going to adapt a little story from there in Latinos books. You know, I read the story. I was really excited. Like, you know what? I will read the story. I want to do the script, and I almost do everything stuff. And to make it short, we presented the little short film. I use like movie magic. What's the word? Movie maker.
Movie maker.
Eh,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Before Apple and stuff, I didn't know that. I was like, okay, so, well, I want to keep trying to do something basics. Some people, they use Premiere, they use Sony Vegas, or I don't know what those years, like, it was like high school. I just finishing like a little bit. So when I finished the short film, they get impressed, and one friend come to me and say, oh, I like your short film. The next project the teacher asked us to do, can I be with you? And I say, sure, why not? It was kind of fun. And other friend told me like, you should be a director.
Yeah.
Because I was almost finished high school and I go to university, and I was like, what do I want to study? What do I want to do? And when they told me all those good things about what I do, the little work, that I tried to find the little short film, but I didn't find it because a friend has it, and I told her, do you have the short film? I don't remember stuff. It's like, ugh, you know what, never mind. I can do it again because I know more experience about it. It was an exercise, but when they told me they like it, it's not my ego.
So it was a group project in high school?
Yeah.
And someone else was the director?
No, I was the director. I was the producer. I was looking the locations. Our friends, we been the actors too. I was being like some parts of the little short film. They couldn't make it on time and stuff. So, oh, we're gonna be like he's double. But even so, the other guy was tall, white, and I was like I'm brown and I don't know.
So wait, you didn't own the film? Like someone else had the actual file? Or because they were probably the editor.
Actually, the file, I gave it to the teacher, and when she's checking stuff, she bring us back. But my friend was, I want to have it for me because I want to show it to my family and stuff. Like, oh, that's good. But the past time, because at first I didn't take it really good, like, oh, just a short film, like, yeah, do whatever you want. But now I'm doing these kind of short films and stuff. Now that I started in film school in university, I was like, you know what? I can put that was to show the people that I really do something before I do film school, because I do that little project that was really good, and I say, oh, it's okay. It's not the biggest deal. And I say, oh, it's gonna be an Oscar. No, it's just gonna be like, oh, I see that you already started before, not when you start film school. Some people they start like, I didn't do a short film. I started doing short films when I was a kid and stuff. I have people, I don't know, what did you start doing your short films? But I do it in that school, in high school. I do a little stop motions on junior high. At junior high, I do my Legos and I do some stop motion. And in high school, I do that little short film that was like, oh, I like it that some people, they like it, and I say, I just do movie maker. So I was like, nah, whatever. And then I go to film school and say, I could have shown them everybody that I already started.
Exactly. That's cool. So, did you want to actually go into directing, going into the university?
Yeah, actually, at first I thought when that friend and some of the friends, they see that little short film, the little group was like 20 people, almost approximately. And when that friend told me that I can be a director and when I go to study in the university, and I was like, you know what, I was thinking about it, and it was kind of difficult because I say, you know what, I had the potential. And you think, at first you think that filmmaking is like something easy to do. I can do it. Everybody can do it. Like, no, everybody can be a filmmaker and stuff, but that depends on how much do you know how to move the camera, how to do with the actors and stuff. So I thought it would sound like selfish by me and the young Isaac. I don't know, like I was 18 maybe. I was like, oh yeah, I got this. I know. They told me that I'm a good director. I think in university I would be the star or something. But to be honest, I didn't. It was just like Naruto maybe, because Naruto he was the loser of the school and stuff, and there were many Sasuke's over there. Many
Get that reference, yeah.
You know the reference? If you're not, well, what other reference I can understand, Pat? We can do another part.
They just gotta watch all hundreds of episodes of Naruto to get it, probably.
Damn it.
Or maybe the first season, I don't know.
Oh, the first episode maybe.
First episode, okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, what was university like for you? Where'd you go and like what was that like? What did you learn from school?
Well, what did I learn from there in school? Well, actually, it was a really good school. The school is called Universidad de las Californias, UDCI. And at first, I thought that when I told my parents I wanted to start film school there in Tijuana, they told me that you have to go to Mexico City and stuff because they have the film school and stuff. But then my mom told me that has a friend that tell us that there's a film school in TJ. Like, really, all my life I was
That's really interesting, yeah.
They've been now for the years they're now passing by from the school. They have like 21, 22 anniversary that school, but the film school I think started, I don't know, at the beginning when they opened that university or a little later. So I think that it had more experience. But then when I just graduated film school, they were opening a new film school there. They're called CUT. It's Universidad de Tijuana. And it's CUT. I don't know the meaning of the C, but they told me that there's going to be the open school, and I was going to be the first pioneers go to be at that school as a filmmaker. But I was like, my mom told me and my friends told me that I recommend you go to UDCI because it has more years of experience, they have more professors and stuff, while the CUT university, they go already starting. And I was like, I couldn't be the first, but you know what? They told me that I recommend you the ones who had more years experience, and then other years you will see the potential in the other one.
That makes sense, yeah.
And then like 3 years later or more, they're open another film school, but they had animation too. That's why that school's really specific, only animation and film. That's the only thing. I don't know what other things they learn, but they learn almost the same thing I studied, but they more based on animation and 3D and all models.
Okay.
Really good. And CUT, well, the difference UDCI and CUT is in UDCI is international, and CUT it's national in Mexico, in all Mexico. I was like, well, even so, they can do some international stuff. They can do it more national. It's something they told me about it, and I said, okay.
Okay, so we were actually talking off air about like what the program was like, or what it was called. It was something like similar to cinematography license. Like how would you say that?
Cinematography lessons. You mean about
like what was the program that you went through at school?
That's a good question, because when they told me about what kind of program that you go to those schools, like they show us the basics. They show us about pre-production, production. If you mean about if they learn about television media, for example, here in your school that you study USCSD.
Yeah.
You always have the program of media, about television. There at UDCI, they have like the professional way film the program about going to the theaters, do about festivals, about short films, maybe music videos, because some of the students, including me, doing some music videos there in the local. So about the program, I'm not surely.
You learned a little bit of everything, sounds like.
Actually, yeah.
All the way from script to final edit, right?
From the script, from the pre-production, production, post-production, and we learned a lot of stuff. Also animation stuff. We learned a lot about After Effects, Premiere, and about how to do some contracts, how to do some about script supervisor, how to be, because they show us the the basic things. So I was like, oh, that's good in the Mexico way, but they show us about history of film. They told us about how to say the films from China, from Italy, how to start it, all the history on film school.
It sounds like it's similar to my program, like what I'm going through, like where like you learn a little bit of history, a little bit of theory, and a little bit of production.
But the thing is, I was something that I wasn't so sure about it. That the teachers tell me that some people, they know that you're a film student and you want to go to a real professional project or film, teaser, whatever, you can have the permission, but only like 2 months and stuff. What I'm trying to say is that I want to go to those moments and I say, yeah, but we're in school, and I didn't want my parents like worried, like, oh, you're skipping school because you're working a lot of stuff. Because to be honest, I know they have the same quote every filmmaker or film famous or whatever. They tell me that you don't have to go to school. Like Quentin Tarantino, what film school do you go? I didn't go to film school. I see movies, I see films.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a good thing, but I think if you go to film school, they have like your degree, your paper and stuff, and say, oh, I study here, I do some films, I do some films, they will count you. But the thing is, they started to go there. And they told me that, oh, some people they skip classes because they're in the production. They at the school and my film school, they was like, oh, okay, doesn't matter, just 2 weeks, because if you go more, maybe we'll have problems there. And I say, oh, okay. Yeah. And some of my friends go there and they have to skip school and they have to like repeat the same grade and the next year, the next month, the next quarter. And I was like, okay, so, but for the things of my family, I didn't want to worry like, oh, you're just giving too much school, you're wasting a lot of money, and you said you're gonna work it out and stuff, but nope.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you really learn by just doing it. You know, you go out onto these sets and you learn. That's how you do it. I mean, yes, you learn like a lot of theory in film school and some technical parts, but I think you really it comes by experience.
It's by experience.
Sure you know that.
No, I know it's like the best advice they can give you. Like, do experience, do a lot of mistakes, and keep going and keep trying and learn from your mistakes and accept critics. Accept all the evaluation. For example, we work again because I don't know if everybody that Zach and I we work on his later short film called Fade Orange.
Yeah, guys, Faded Orange. That thing that I talked about. I think it was like episode 14 and 15. Anyway, whatever the number is, I talked to like 2 episodes about this project. And this guy was a PA / second camera on that film, and so I'm thankful and indebted to you.
It was an honor because when we met there 2 years ago and at that event, I was like, oh, I hope we can work on something, and we will keep in contact. I see what do you do, what are you working on, and say, oh, I hope that Zach will ask me about it. Yeah. So I didn't tell you at the first part, but when Zach sent me a message that he wants to invite me to his show, I was like, this is the moment I was waiting for. Because I didn't want to tell you like, Zach, can I be on your podcast? Like, no, I just waited for the moment that you say that if you want me, like, I'll wait it. So because I will be I think I was gonna be like selfish to tell you like, hey Zach, you know, like, bro, can I be on your podcast? Like, no, man, just let me know if you want it, because you always gonna get some guest people. Famous people here in San Diego, and I was like, not a big deal. So maybe, in fact, I became a big deal. Maybe he will call me. And then when I see your message, I was like, wow, this is my moment. Like, I feel honored. Actually, I was working a short film, and I didn't respond to you that day and the same day because I read just a message. I was so happy, but then they start calling me on the short film like, hey, Isaac, we need to work it out and stuff, because I didn't like sit down and answer you like, well, like, oh yeah, it will be honored. I just want to say like, oh yeah, sure, why not? But no, I was, because I respect you, Zach, because you're doing like an amazing job. And I want to tell you some kind words, and I say, dude, thank you so much. I want to go there. So what day I can go there? Then and here we are. And I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you here.
It's an honor, really. I really want to know the people, all your talent. And I heard the other episodes actually before I came here, and it's really good what you're doing. So everybody keep following on Spotify. I watch it. I heard it from Spotify. I don't know what other platform do you use.
Majority, over half of my listeners are on Spotify. So, and a good half or quarter of them are on Apple Podcasts as well.
Nice.
So yeah, we'll see. I use Spotify myself, so
Me
it's
too.
great.
Everybody uses it.
I wanted to get into the topic of today's episode, which is about casting.
Ah,
And that's
yeah.
something that's not really talked about a lot.
Really?
When it comes to film school, I think, at least from me, from my experience, like being in school, like I've heard it a couple of times, but I think it should be emphasized more that like having a great cast is like going to, it can make or break your film. So I wanted to talk about what casting directors do and what casting is like in general. So I've seen that your latest stuff on Facebook has been about casting, and you started your own little endeavor called Brown Casting on the little Facebook page for that. Could you talk about that?
Yeah, sure. Well, I thought the casting wasn't really the big deal and stuff because like every director has their own friends. They can come and tell them that, oh, my friend, can you be my actor? Can you help me? And most of the actors then say, I'm not an actor, but I know you can help me with my part, because I have some friends that they say, I'm not an actor, but I can be the character that you're looking for. And I say, okay, because you know, even the extras can be actors and stuff. So how it started, it was an interesting story that I can tell you a little bit, is that when I was in film school, well, we do a lot of projects and stuff. Then there was one day, I can't remember the person, but I know there was a person, I remember that was like, Isaac, I know you have some friends in Spanish, obviously, because I'm in Mexico City, no, in Tijuana. And that person asked me like, Isaac, I know you have some actors on Facebook and actors, can you give me some that you know that they can act? And at first it was going to my Facebook profile, then on my friends list, and I was like, this one acts, this one don't, this one can do camera, this one. Even so, from that point of view, I started working out, like, I asked some people, they say, I know you're an actress, because some actors and actresses, to not compare only actors and actresses, I can say talent, because the talent is really is the big word, to not say girl or woman.
Right,
or
it's a unifying word.
Yeah,
Talent.
I think the talent, because we're talented too, but the talent is the talent that make us the project to go to flow. So the talent I was having on Facebook, yeah, I really have it, but most of them, they don't have like a professional photo, although they always have a selfie photo or even a cartoon photo, a manga, anime cartoon. And it was really difficult to see like if they look good or something, and it was a little process, really good. And then I would start doing some little casting. They always tell me, oh, Isaac, can you do a flyer and put some casting that some people, and tell them to come to here at school and do the casting? I said, sure. And there was one casting that I was really into it, that I do some casting one day, and the people come. They came like 5 people. One of them was older, and the other was like our age, between 19 to 25. And there was an older guy, like 31, I guess. And he brought her daughter and his wife there, and I was like, okay, so to make it comfortable, to get excited, I was like, okay, hello, my name is Isaac Brown. I'm being the director casting here on this little short film. My director's here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm really glad that you came for. So before we're going to start, we're going to pass each one of you to do the casting. So tell me about yourself. So what acting skills have you been? And at that time, there was the Fear the Walking Dead there in Rosarito, in Baja California. And it was getting famous, really big at that time. But when that person, the first person that I asked him, oh, so what's your name and what acting experience that you've been? He told me, I don't remember the name actually, because like I say, it's like, whatever, just say the name and tell me more about the acting. He only told me like, I was an extra in Fear the Walking Dead.
Wow. Wow.
And that's it. And something else? Oh, okay. and the next one, okay, what's your name and tell me your acting skills, so experience. And they told me about, oh, I've been an actor, I do theater, I do some stuff. Other actor told me that he was a friend of the director, he invited him and stuff. And the other kid told that he was more than an extras in movies and stuff. He wanted to get a chance to be a protagonist and stuff. It was like, oh, okay, good. Okay, before we're going to start do the casting, so you have 5 minutes or 10 to drink some water or go to the bathroom and then come back. Okay, we're going to pass each one of you. Everybody come back, but just the older man who was an extra didn't come back. I was like, did he get offended, or he was doing some stuff, or I was looking for him in the school, and I was like, where is he? Because I told him just 5-10 minutes to break, and I was like, he get offended because the other guys do some stuff and you just being an extra. That impacted me a lot. I was like, oh, okay, well, so I was thinking like, everybody can be extra. Even you and I, we can be an extra in the film, not to be professional actors. Yeah. But about the casting, that's when over the time and stuff, I started to get more people get into it about, oh, I know that you do some casting in your school, so let me know if you need some acting stuff. I was like, okay. You know what? I don't want to find it every time in my list of friends. Mm-hmm. So before I was going to graduate, I guess, or before I graduated, I made a group called Brown Casting. I was going to put another name. I don't know. I was trying to find. I'm a really geek guy because when I was a kid, there was a Lego Bionicle. I don't know if you remember that kind of.
Yeah, I know those. Yep.
I'm a big fan of Bionicle. I still am because I still have the little figures. I don't have the complete and stuff, but I'm really excited because I've been a fan of. I like the story and stuff, the names of the characters. And I was trying to put a name, an original name from them, and put, I don't know, Tahu or Pohatu Matoro casting, something like what's the name coming from? Like from a little toys. Big fan. And to make it current, I say, I will put my last name, Brown Casting, because in Rosarito we have a famous casting director named Barbarella, and we have another from old Mexico called Adolfo Madera. He's a casting director. He's an actor, professional actor too, and other casting directors too. But they told me they only have, all Baja California, we only have one. And I don't know, just say, no, I just want to try something new. And the casting, I'm glad that people told me, oh, Isaac, can you help us to find actors? Sure do. So I make a little group on Facebook called Brown Casting, like saying again. Yeah. And the group is only, I don't want to sound like some picky or something, but I want to tell you that group only involves to who are actors. No matter where you come from, if you're really an actor, you're invited. I can take you inside so you can be as a producer, so you can put some flyers about cast and stuff. But for me, it's like only groups about like only actors. So if someone's getting interested and tell me like, why did you reject mine? Because to get to that group, you need to answer 3 questions. Number 1, are you an actor or an actress? Yes. Number 2, can you tell me your experience, or how many years of experience, or tell me your like curriculum, something like what do you do? And number 3, who recommended you? That's the 3 questions. There was another. I only changed it like, I changed the little questions, the last 2, but I don't remember actually.
So if you're a producer or director, you can still be a part of Brown Casting, right? But you have to say in that first question that no, but I am a producer and I want to advertise. Is that a valid way to get in?
It is very possible. For me, it's like, I have like 10 producers that I like, you know what, you got it. I know which one, I know which person is a producer and the others like they're the actor. So I will say like, if you want to go in, I'll let you know, and well, I can let you in, and you just put flyers, or you can be interested in what kind of flyers or what kind of casting. Maybe if you have actors that get interested about, I start to put something about casting a casting, so I will share it too. So you can help me a lot of stuff like, I need some actors, help me and stuff. So yeah, that only group is only for actors, but it could be you can be an exception too, to be part of it, and you can see how do I work, how do the flyers, how they answer the comments and stuff.
I see.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So what's the process like for you when you're hooking up producers and directors with your actors that you have submitting stuff to? So do you first like work out little advertisements with directors and producers, and then they'll post on your page and say, we're doing a film on these dates. It's paid or not paid, non-union, union, and then there's the requirements for like the role, what you might have to look like or do, and then do people submit to that post? How do they do that?
That's a good
How do
question.
actors actually like get in touch with someone and be a part of a film
That's a
through your
good one.
page?
Through my page, because I was thinking about the other pages that everybody can be at those pages of casting, a producer, and they're looking for crew and cast, and they always like being like they had to be like a big community to say, oh, I'm a producer and I need some people here. Oh, I'm a casting director, I need to put people here. Or some actors that say, I'm looking for a job. Someone needs a producer or director. I'm available. I'm an actress, and that kind of stuff. For my little group. Some of the actors, they have flyers, they want to get involved. For example, you can be an actor there in broadcasting and you say, oh, I found a flyer, or I have a friend who told me that I need some actors and I want to post it. You post it, and I only have the permission that I can accept that kind of post, because I don't want any posts like, oh, can you help me to buy a ticket, or can you help me to get something, or can you help me to buy some muffins? Like, no, I just only accept flyers to doing some casting side. So if, for example, if you get involved in the group of broadcasting, you can put only, when you're looking for an actors, post it, and I'll have the permit. I will say, I will read it first, and I'll say, okay, you looking for actors and stuff, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'll accept it. But if you put some posts like, oh, please help me to buy some muffins because, I don't know.
Right,
or
right.
you can, I don't know, like,
Totally.
I have my service buying some clothes, so you can post and like, no, I will reject it. Totally reject it, because broadcasting is only for castings. Because I have talented, I have actors from all Baja California. I have actors from Mexico City, some of them, and I have from a lot of San Diego too. A lot of Tijuana, actually. More Tijuana and San Diego is almost like equal, and more a lot of parts of Baja California. And from LA, I have friends from LA, and and I have like 3 different kind of actors actually. Number one, I have actors that do ask for money. They really need like, oh, I can act, but I need the money.
Yeah.
I have actors that can do both. Like I can be a professional actor and an extra. That doesn't matter. I have actors that can do it whatever they have a chance. Like say, oh, I'm into it. No, it doesn't matter. Just get me into your program because I need more material for my demo reel or something like that. And that's the thing.
Okay. Do you have a lot of people who are mostly looking for roles that are for extras, say, or do you have a mix of both professional actors and extras?
That's a great question. I was waiting for that question
Oh,
actually.
okay. Okay.
Because I make broadcasting for the help from my actors. I don't consider my actors because they can do whatever they want, because they're not my puppets. They can do whatever they want. They can see more casts in other groups. I don't say like only broadcasting. No, just I know that many actors, they have a lot of other groups. Like maybe we and I were in different kind of groups there that we can share. Like, oh, they put casting, they put like, looking for a crew or something like that. But in broadcasting, the reason I really made broadcasting is because I see many actors, they have really good talents. They're in Tijuana, they're here in San Diego too, and I want them to help them to get advice, to get to be a protagonist or a supporting role or an antagonist or whatever the role you made, it will be more on camera. The extras, everybody can do extras. Like I don't want you to be in broadcasting. I don't want you to be the actor who's gonna be like, oh, I was famous because I was the guy over there who was drinking coffee. You see over there? No, I don't want that, because if I want to get some extras, I can do it by friends. For example, Zach, I need some extras. Can you come? And you can be like,
that makes sense.
Like you can help me, or even the crew can be part of the extra. For example, if we work together again, if you need some extras, like, oh, Isaac, can you be an extra too? Like, yeah, why not? I can do a cameo.
Totally.
But yeah, in broadcasting, I really made it because I want to help the actors. I have really good, talented people, amazing people, really strong spirits. They can give you a lot. For example, if you need an actor from TJ or San Diego or any other part, well, others then can ask you for money, or others that can say, dude, I trust you. I said that I'm gonna work with this guy. I like his story. I want to know about his story and something. That's why I really do broadcasting, because I know I have really good potential, and I want to do my own database. I actually do my database. I have, for the moment, when I asked him, I had like 40, but in the group I have 550 kind of people.
Wow.
And yeah, and
That's a decent following. Yeah, that's really great.
I wish to have more, because not to say like, oh, I get famous and stuff. No, just like I want to help people, because if I help them, they will help me. And I have many people, they tell me like, oh, Isaac, can you help us to find an actor and stuff? So I want to do some headshots for themselves for free, and not the professional LA, because they told me that to get headshots of the actors are really expensive to only take 2 photos, like $100 for 2 photos, they told me. And yeah, because I had found too that they've been posting their headshots and casting. They told me that, oh, the director liked my outfit, liked my profile, but they asked me for a demo reel, like, but I don't have it, like, or the worst part, they told me like, oh, you're interested, can you send me some photos and stuff, professional photos, like, oops, they don't have headshots. They can't like, okay, we had light here, put up their sack, take a photo, I send them, and they may be like, like they maybe say yes or not, that depends. And to be a professional way, that's the reason I make broadcasting, because I have really good talent.
That's great. And do you actually help people make the headshots and do demo reels and stuff like that?
For the
like put them together?
Well, to do that, I ask, for example, if you ask me for an actors and stuff, I will ask 5 things. I want to make it like a legal contract in the future a little bit. I hope this year and the next.
Okay.
Like thinking about money. I know we're not rich filmmakers and stuff.
Of course,
so
yeah.
it will take time. So that my goal is to make broadcasting like a real agency. Because some people tell me, are you an agency? Not yet, but they told me like, no, so they're independent actors, non-union stuff. If I make it like a legal agent on broadcasting, that would be really good. So they would consider me like professional way.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad that even I'm not doing, because I do help in casting to do some free stuff. For example, if you have here an actor, you can pay me, so I can find you an actor. Just promise me these 5 things for each actor, because I really piss off when I always do this, and I won't do it again. Number 1, if you can pay them, that's good. If not, we can negotiate it with the other 4. The number 2 is to get them food and gas money. If they have a car, they give them gas money, or give them money for the trolley, bus, or Uber, whatever.
That's a good rule, yeah.
That's the second part. Number 3, put them on credits. Like I see some people, they do the short films, they put the credits of the director,
Right.
and they forget, oh, I forgot to put the actor, and say, no. Okay.
Okay, first of all, let me pause you right there, because like if you're a director or a producer and you forget to put your talent in the credits, you, sir or ma'am, are... I'm sorry, I don't want to call you names, but if anyone's listening to this who's a director or producer, please put all of your talent in the credits.
Please.
Like, how hard is it?
I mean, come
Premiere,
on.
You can just add a title, write their, you don't even have to write, you type their name into your computer,
It take you
and
like,
you're done.
It took you like almost like 10 seconds to put the name of the actor or actress, whatever.
That's like a golden rule. I mean, you have to do that. I
Yeah.
mean, why would you not? Unless you're like a
Exactly.
douchebag. Unless you like
Asshole.
wanted to. Yeah, right. Anyway,
anyway, continue. Back to the subject of casting.
So 5 rules you got. Okay.
Okay.
Number 1, paid or not paid. If it's not paid, we can work it out with the rest of them. Rest of the rules. Number 2 is food and gas money.
Yeah.
Provided. I agree with that. 3 is credits. Give the proper credits.
Yeah.
I agree.
Next. And the next, number 4, is to, when you finish the product, or even finish or not, give them their clips, the scenes that they appear, the most important things that they consider like, this is a good one. Maybe some future directors and producers, they will get into it, like for their demo reels.
Yes.
Please, because they need it.
That's
For
great.
example, in the last short film where we worked together, I think that scenes of Matt, because the actors were Matt,
Yes.
lean. When you finish the product, for my recommendation, like give them their important clips.
Oh, yes.
Or give them the
Great
short,
idea.
or if you can give them the short film, good, and just they can extract their clips from their scenes, and they can put on the demo reel, and they will happen like, and also in the demo reels they always put like, for example, they have all the demo reels. For example, Beren, I know that she can grab your clip and to put it on other clips that she was working on it, and they put the name of your title and the director or the producer or the year, maybe, I don't know. And that's the thing, I want them to demo it because they need it, because they will have to, it's like a curriculum for them.
Yeah.
So for the future, for example, if I want to be a director, so that's the thing. And the number 5 that I really piss off, if they don't do that, I will really piss off and I will kick your ass. Well, not their ass. Is take them to festivals. If you, for example, if you finish a short film, because what's the purpose to do a short film? What was the purpose? Tell me, what was the purpose that you asked me, the actors, to do your short film? It was from a project on school. It was because you want to post it on social media. You want to do it on festivals, like a professional filmmaker and stuff. And no, I have many excuses that I have been when I started broadcasting stuff. I always give them the actors for free and stuff. They don't have to pay me, just promise this kind of stuff. And even an extras too. Yeah. I send it, and the actors call me, oh, Isaac, what about the director and the short film I work with this person? You know if they posted or something? Oh, let me ask. And they have the stupid excuse like, I didn't like it. Oh, we didn't finish editing, so yeah. And oh, it was just for a project. Yeah. And I was like, what the hell? And I was really pissed off. Okay, next time, if you want some actors, please finish the project, and if you want, not going to put it on festival, because the biggest one is festivals. Yeah. But if you don't want to post it on festivals, Vimeo, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, somewhere, please, because that will help. Make it public, because that will help to see your work and say, that depends. Some people won't like it, some people they will like it, and they will see the actors and will say, wow, I like the acting, I'm looking for that kind of character. That will help them to get more into it. Some people to understand that we have talent, hiding talent, because you don't have to be in LA to get the biggest talents. No. You can find it in other places. For example, they can find you on Instagram. For example, like, oh, I see the name of this actor. You investigate it, you find their Instagram and Facebook, whatever, and they're starting to get into it. Like, oh, I'm interested. Or you can find a contact me. Like, oh, I see that you put an actress on this short film. I say, can you tell me the name, because I'm really interested. Oh, good. So yeah, and we can negotiate that. If you want to pay me, that's good. Like, okay, it's for something. If you're going to do it if you're not going to pay me, for me, as a casting director, I recommend you that I didn't mention that I didn't start it to be a casting director, you know?
Yeah, talk about that. What did you want to be initially? I know you said you wanted to be an actor in junior high.
Damn it, that was a junior high.
Oh, but junior high, and then you talked a little bit about being director.
Actually, yeah, I started to want to be a director and stuff, but in the process I was doing film school, like I told you, I feel like Naruto, like I wasn't the big deal. I was going to give up, actually. I was like, okay, because my second option to work a professional way, it was going to be a psychologist. Psychologist. In Spanish, it's psicólogo. So I want to, because I like to study about the mind and the aspects and how to interact. That helps for the act. For example, Christopher Nolan, he used a lot of that term, psychological. And I was like, wow, that's really impressive. I was really, like, I know it's really overrated in there. It's Christopher Nolan. Yeah. But even so, I tried to, well, the thing is, I really was to give up and about the casting and say, okay, I got for luck that they called me for that. So I wanted to keep rolling, keep working out. And yeah, about the casting, they told me, the people, do you want to do casting when you start a film school? No, I want to be a director. I want to be a director on scene. That's the difference. Casting director and director on scene. And yeah, I want to be a director, but on the process I was studying, I was saying, I don't think I got the part to be a director, so I think I need to keep learning and do some experience. So doing the casting, it helps me to see the directors, to see how they work. For example, if you want me some actors, if I may, I can like watching you and say, how do you work with them? So I can see how do you convince them to do their part or convince them how to do their character or something like that. And that helped me a lot. So I can watch and learn. That's the other way you can learn. So that will help me, like, you're a director too. So if you do start with an actor and say, okay, because I know I can't have my form, my own way to work it out with the actors, but maybe I say, maybe this way doesn't work, so I can tell. For example, if I want to tell an actor or an actress to cry or to get mad or something, what way we can do it? So I say, maybe doing casting, I can bring in the actors, and if I may, they can have three options with me too. Number one, if you're an actress and that's it, okay, I give you the actors. Number two, they can ask me to get the actors and be on set, to be there with you guys and start to learn from different areas, to know the DP. Hey, he's going to be a DP, future professional DP.
Yes.
And an editor, he's really good.
Oh, thanks.
And the number three is like, okay, I can give you the actors, and I can be on your set, so I can be other stuff than just casting director. I can be an assistant director too. I can be that part. For example, I can do the casting and do the directing part. So I can learn both. Some people tell you that you can't do both a lot of stuff because it's a lot of work and stuff, but depends on the project. If it's a big project, I had to be only casting director because I see that it's really, really hard. And Barbarella, she's really famous for that, and she works a lot, and I know she's doing a lot of pressure because it's the biggest responsibility. But there was a teacher that he asked me, do you really want to do for the rest of your life casting? That's a good question. I was like, I want to because I want to know some people. I want to learn from actors because if I know more people acting and know their work, someday I want to say, I want to use those actors or those talents in general. All those talents, I want that person because they have the profile I need for my story because I still want to do some short films in the future. Not in the future, like I hope this year or the next one. But I'm still working on scripts and stuff. But even so, the casting helps me a lot to learn how the actors works. And I learned about the contracts and also you need to treat them like family because broadcasting is not just a group and a bank and actors. They're family. For me, it's my family. So I really appreciate that many of the actors, they trust me with their lives. Well, not their lives, but they trust me the way I work with them. So I want to keep growing. And some of them, they see my mistakes that I've been doing as a casting director or other part of the area. But even so, they still with me. And I hope that it can get bigger and growing. And maybe someday, I don't know, maybe I can work in LA because they told me that it's a Mexican director casting. I don't remember the name, but she's doing really good there in LA and getting some casting and stuff. For example, they're making the series of Selena Quintanilla, the singer, rest in peace, that she was shot, the Texan Mexican singer, and to get the actress because they're making like the life of her. The casting director in LA, well, she was Mexican. They told me that the casting director is Mexican, working in LA, and say, how? Because I want to learn from that. That would be really interesting in the future, maybe. But for the moment, I want to keep helping other people, and that was the purpose I make broadcasting because I really believe they have really good talents. If you don't notice, I can give you like, what kind of actor do you need, or what kind of actors what kind of talent do you need? So I can give you and say, okay, I have my bank. Do you like this profile? And say, oh, I like that. Can you make him come and do some rehearsal, something, and make a casting? And you will tell me like, oh yeah, I like it. Or you don't like it? Okay, I can give you another actor. Or the typical one, like we can make an appointment. Like this day, there's gonna be a casting. There's gonna be this place, and it's gonna be for the project. So come and do your talents to show us what you can give us.
That's good. Yeah. Man, I'm learning so much from you right now. I'm just absorbing all this.
My
like,
pleasure.
I need to, this is something that I've taken into account more recently, is to find a great cast. Because, like, I used to be that filmmaker, a student filmmaker, who would just, like, find whatever person that was close to me. And I'd say, hey, do you want to be a part of my film? But they have to be good at acting. Because I've brought on, like, so many friends for like lead roles, and they were like average. They're like okay, but they weren't great. So no, not hating on my previous actors. Like, if any of them is listening, I guess all of those are on YouTube. Anyway, the more recent stuff, I'm more pleased with because I've been paying more attention to who I'm bringing on set. So I feel like that's really important. And that brings me to another question about the casting process is what do you look for in a good actor? Like what qualities do good actors have? And how do you know, like based on their looks and meeting them in person, how they interact with you? What is it?
That's a really good question because that depends on the person. Because some people, I started adding some actors that I don't know, but they answer the question that they tell you. If I don't accept any some people to be in broadcasting if you don't respond to the questions that I put on the group. So, yeah, because sometimes seeing them physically is like seeing a model. Like you see that's a good model and stuff, but she's terrible acting. Oh, she doesn't have the looks that I want, but she acts really good. So about your question is really difficult actually because that depends on the person. For example, you can only be into it to find your actor, depends on the looks or depends on the acting. So for me, it's better like if you need some actor, I can give you the actors and tell them to go to see you and interact, know them very well. And if you get like, see that they got the part, that's good. So there are many ways to to cut it out about it to.
Yeah, I think it really depends on the film.
Depends on the film, for
'cause, like, what is the type of role that we're looking for each person, and maybe they have to look a certain way.
No, the worst part is that if you want to do something like extreme, for example, you want the actress or actor naked or something, that will depends the actors, because I tell them, like, personally, because some projects they will ask you to get naked or get something to bully, to get really strong, or to have emotional issues, something. To do that, I always ask them personally, like, if there's a movie they're gonna call me, or short film, whatever, you're gonna get naked, are you willing to do it? And I have like 3 different answers. They say no, not maybe never, or not yet. Number 2, they say like, yeah, but just my back, or just don't show me my more private stuff. Or number 3, depends, because they'll start using to do some homemade videos, short films, that they won't, if you want to do it the professional way, they're going to ask you, what kind of camera they're going to use, so you will see the professional, and what's the point that my character's getting naked. So that's a good question. For example, if you want a naked man or naked woman, justified why? Why do you need them naked? Like, what's the point? Like, it's because the character is in a trauma. She's imagining that she's in a bathroom when actually we're in a public place, or she was imagining, I don't know.
Yeah,
you need to justify why, because if you tell them that I just want to see you naked, like, what?
That's messed up. Oh. That is messed up. All right.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. But as far as like finding a good actor, it's about the performance in the end. I think. Of course, you're looking at looks and all that for maybe a specific type of movie, whether it's like a horror film or sci-fi.
The most important actors, I want them to be humble, because if they're the divas or something like that, that's gonna make it a lot of work. I'm not ready for that level yet. Maybe in 5 or 10 years, if I do casting and I get some divas and stuff, I will know how to interact with them. Like, listen, little darling, listen. Like, I know you're a diva. You do it in a professional way. I admire what you do, but be humble with everybody. If you're gonna be a diva, we will find another one. So get out. I don't know, because I've been through that, and I was like, the girl. Or I heard one of your podcasts that to the actors, sometimes you need to call them by the name of their character or their name of their real name. For example, you're an actor. Your character's name is Alex, and your character's like has to be always angry or something, always like traumatized or something, and you're different in your original form. You're kind, you're shy, and something like that. Yeah. And I heard that podcast, and I was like, that was a good question. Like, how do you need to work with actors? That depends. Actors that need them their space. Actually, with Beren, there was when she's gonna be the scene that she was going to jump. She was into character, and I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know that. So I was like, so they're actors. They take it really, really literally. Their characters are okay. So sometimes I can tell the crew, okay, everybody ready and stuff. Okay, don't interrupt the actress or actor. He's doing their part. They're constrained in their role. So everybody do the lights. Keep working on the lights. Director, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna do the scene, the camera? When are you gonna put the camera? Whatever. Just take care of the actors. About the performance and stuff, that depends, because like I told you, I had a bad experience that many models, really good, beautiful models, even a man or a woman, I told them that I do casting, I'm a filmmaker and stuff. Oh, I'm an actor too, I'm an actress too, like, good. And I had the bad issue that they started to do it like horrible acting, like your friends and stuff. And I say, they're models, they're good acting, but they're models that they think they could be actors because they've been models, because they ask you like pose this, pose that, and stuff. That you could be an actor but no words or no actions, just go to the flow, be an extra.
I see. Yeah. Well, you shared a lot about casting, and I gotta say,
I get into it actually. I was like,
really
wow.
Awesome. I'm really excited, and you've been a part of so many projects. It's crazy how you do it all. I'm trying to like think of things like. How do you do it? I guess.
Well, I thought I was an introvert, but there was a time I told the people like, what do I look like? I'm an introvert or extrovert? And told me that I'm an extrovert. Like, seriously? Because all my life I was like introvert, because I'm still shy to some people, because I say, oh God, don't take me wrong, but I was really shocked with you because I thought, oh, this guy's. When I met you, I was like, this guy knows a lot of things and stuff because. I don't know. I see your face like a little serious, and always like only with Jody and not with me. I was like, oh, so he's really important. I'm sorry. I was like-
I'm
so
not.
I will try. I will try not to talk.
I'm not important, please.
For me, Zach, you're my friend, and you're important to me. So
Thanks, man.
So if someone's gonna bully you or something, let me know. So I'm gonna kick their butts. I'm not a bully actually, but I really care. For example, to the actors too. If something happens to the actors in the cast on set, I wanna do the bad guy and say like, don't treat the actors like puppets, okay? I know they had to do. If they're doing that, if the actors not doing a good rehearsal, like can I take a minute with them? Like, what's going on? What happened? We need to be like humble and communicate. But if some of the crew treat bad to the actors, I'll get mad. Like I don't want them because they're not the toys that you can play with. I know you can like tell them that okay, you do this and that and that, but they're human beings. Like they're not robots. If they're robots, yeah, you can tell them like okay, just do this and that, like post this, whatever.
That's another great point is that you can't treat your actors like robots. You can't treat them like objects, you know?
Exactly.
That's one thing, and because some people say a cast or even a crew are assets to your film. They're like things that you just put down on your balance sheet or whatever your financial statement is on your film. You got your budget, and like, oh, I'm paying these people for the casting or for their daily rate or whatever, and they might just seem like a line that you have to fill out. But there are people behind that. There's people behind like I think every part of your movie. So you have to respect them.
Yeah, and on the contrary, the actors they treat them bad to the crew. I wish that the crew told me like, oh, your actors, what the hell or actor, or the talent in general, like why your talent is so mean to us? Like, what do you mean? Like, oh, he was doing that, and I will talk to them. Let's say, dude, if you keep doing that, they won't call you anymore, and they will start saying bad things about you in your back, so be careful. So that's why we had to be careful with the situation about it. And I was like, okay, we need to, I hope we can be understandable. I know, and I know you have the experience too, that when you work in the film, some moments you have like angry. I was wondering if we get to, you and I, really professional, we work on something, and we have a little fight, like something like us, it's not a big deal. It's like, okay, Zach, hurry up, or I don't know, something like that. No, you don't tell me like, there can be a fight, okay, chill, relax, take like 5 minutes or 10. Yeah. Zach, I'm sorry, okay, how are we working out this? And I want them people understand that we're a team. So if you want to be part of your team, that you can be really interested that if you need to communicate very well, don't assume about, oh, I don't want to ask Isaac about this because he's gonna get mad. Be directly to the people. For me as a casting director, like I don't want to ask Isaac about, I don't want the actor to say, just tell me. And for example, if I want to work with you and stuff again, and if I do a little mistake, just let me know. I'm talking about in the version I want to be a future director or assistant director or rather casting. Just let me. The actors are really warned that they need to tell me all the things that's happening to you. That if you feel abused or they feel like uncomfortable, they feel like they're being attacked or they didn't pay you very well, well, that's my responsibility. It's gonna be a big responsibility to do that. So for the extras, like, the extras have to tell them act the same way the actors, not at the different level because they have like, oh, the actors like the class, and the extras like, yeah, the extras. But even the extras, they have the what's the word to say it? To say that they have the rights to feel like they're part of the team because they take their time to come with you. For example, like I told you, like, can you be an extra act with me? Like, I want you, like, and you're not important. Like, if you want some water, you want something, I will take you. You have to everybody treat them equally.
Exactly.
But they have a little levels. I can understand that part. Like the actors, they had to be in their minivan with their cold water, whatever. While the actors, like, oh, they got more stuff than us and stuff. But even so, they're here and they'll try to treat them and feel they're part of the family. That's why.
Exactly. Well, my last point, I just want to wrap this up. You've been amazing, giving all your advice. I learned a lot from this one conversation.
You're
So
welcome.
I'm super
Like
grateful.
I tell you, I'm really grateful that you invited me. I was like, man, you're a really amazing person. Not just my friend, and I know
Thanks.
people know you. They need to understand that you can get bigger, you can get stronger, and you have the chances to. If you need some problems and stuff, I'll be there, man. We can start contact, and I want them to people know your talents. And like I told you, before you want to tell me the last point, I want to tell you that the good things I learned from film school is that I'm really proud to know talented people, amazing people, and I'm like, wow, I know these people. Do you need them? I can give it to them. Like I have contacts and stuff. For example, I want them to know your work. If they ask me about you, they will be really interested. Or even you or other DP. Or if you need a DP, I have other persons on crew that he's do DP and stuff. They can work with you. Or the actors I know, the cast and stuff. That's another part, but part of the crew. If you need someone to do a better poster for your short film, I have a guy who can do it and help you and stuff. What I'm trying to say is I'm really proud of the people I know, just like you, that I want them to know you very well. Like, and people know me, that I say, I want to present you this guy. Because I don't want to be selfish, like, yeah, I'm Isaac Brown, I'm a casting director, yeah, I'm the biggest deal, contact me, so you don't have to go to another casting director. Like, no, I know in Baja California, we have other casting directors too, and I say, okay, we can work at something together. Some of them are doing their extras, some of them they're doing for the protagonist, which is me, because I want to get them. And others just like, just doing it for hobby and fun and stuff. And I say, okay, whatever. So my point is to say that I want to tell you that I'm not selfish about myself. I wish to know more people. I can give you more people too here to be guests. So that's why I'm really excited to be here. I'm really grateful, and I don't know. I wish to say like a Bible to say, "Oh my God, Zach's doing an amazing job," and I feel honored, and I hope this is never gonna end between you and me, and we can start doing a lot of stuff, even from far away or something, and to present you networking and stuff.
Thanks, man. Yeah, you're selfless. You're a selfless man. You're very giving. I wanted to ask you the last question is that I ask everybody who comes on is what advice would you give to any prospective students wanting to go into film school or are already in college that maybe they're thinking about switching majors to film or they are already in film school and they're pursuing their degree? What advice would you have for them?
Well, the biggest advice I can tell you is go every film festival they can come here in San Diego or wherever you are hearing us right now. If you're from outside California, outside Baja California, other part of the world, I recommend you to go to festivals. Others are cheap, others you have to pay or something. Or even so, try to do some short films on your own. They tell me that if you do a short film, they will believe you that you really do something. Even as a director, as a producer or something, and you show them what you do, I recommend you to keep doing and keep trying. And it took me like years to think about it this way. I think that make mistakes. Always make mistakes, and even some people don't like it. Accept the critics. Or some people that are trying to help you. If you have some critics that people that really want to destroy you, forget about it. Just listen to the person that believe in you. And the most important, believe in yourself. And I want to tell them that because I didn't believe myself. They have really complications to believe myself since I lost a very important person in my life, and I don't want to lose more people anyway. And even so, that's my advice: to go to festivals, networking, start communicating. There's on Facebook there really film groups there. That's the good thing is when I met Zach, it was like a film events and stuff, and that's the way I met Zach, and I'm really grateful actually.
Yeah, me too.
And yeah, that's the thing. Do more networking. If you need some help, sometimes you have to do it for free. And if you're gonna already starting to do some films, don't think that you will get paid the first job that you enter. Like you are starting. I started as a PA, okay. I started as a PA. Some of them they won't pay you, and sometimes they're gonna pay you. That depends. But learn and pay attention to everything, every sequence, every department. That maybe you say, I don't want to be director. I see our department is better. I like that. I want to be there. I have people they started from director to do other stuff, and in the department, and others want to be a writer and they start doing other stuff. So that's my recommendation. Go to festivals, make mistakes, and you will get better. And I think this is the most important advice I can get. Oh, and if you want to be a director, watch movies. And a lot of movies, no matter if it's from Korea, Japan, India, Mexico, United States, United Kingdom, other languages. So you need to try everything. You don't have to be in your comfort zone. Get out of your comfort zone and work it out. And trust in your friends. That's the most important thing I want to tell you. Trust in your friends and be humble always.
That is awesome advice. You are the man, Isaac. You are awesome.
You're the man.
You're the man.
You're the man.
You're the man. Oh my gosh, you gotta watch this on Patreon only, by the way. If you can watch this, subscribe on Patreon and you'll see us like pointing fingers at each other out of good friendship. Anyway,
You can see what I'm doing right now. I can see it. I can dance too. Woo, woo. Damn it.
Thanks, man, for coming on the show. You're amazing, and we're bound to see each other again sometime soon.
I hope so.
I'm really thankful to have you on. So thanks for joining the Film Frat House.
Thanks so much, Zach. It's really an honor, and I hope you can keep going with this podcast and keep moving forward too.
Thanks, man. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that special episode, which I say every time, but I really say that to everyone who comes on the show because I love the advice they're giving, and I'm just thankful that they're able to be a part of the show and willing to take time out of their day to come out. I always say that to everybody. Hey, thank you for taking the time out of your precious day and life to visit me or to say hi. I mean, it really takes someone with care to actually say, yeah, I will support that person. So I'm super indebted to everyone who's come on the show. I love each one of them and what they've said, and I hope to bring on more valuable guests as the show goes on. And if you like what you've been hearing on the Film Fraternity podcast, I suggest that you check out our Patreon page. Now, this is something I launched last week, and I'm super excited about it. And I'm bringing 3 tiers to people who love the show and want to support it. And the main one is video podcasts. Now, in the middle tier, which is $2 a month, you get access to all of the video versions of the podcast. And you'll get to see every guest that I've had on since around episode 15, where you'll see what they've said in the flesh, like not just hear it through your earbuds, but you'll actually see it on screen, see their lips moving, see who they are as a human being. And I think that's so important, is to see who's behind the microphone, and including me. You'll see me behind the camera and microphone a lot every 3rd episode, as you know. If you've been listening enough, you'll know that every 3rd episode is a solo podcast where I talk about my own experiences and things that I've learned while being a student filmmaker. So please check that out at patreon.com/filmfrat, all one word, patreon.com/filmfrat, where the primary perk is video versions of the podcast plus voting rights to any new podcast topics. Now, that's another cool thing that I'm introducing, as well as future maybe live streams that I'm hopefully going to bring to my Patreon supporters. So if you are a Patreon supporter, thank you. Thank you for supporting me. It means so much to me. And I hope to bring you some excellent content. Most excellent content, as Bill and Ted would say. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening to this awesome podcast episode with Isaac Brown. Remember, you can follow him on social media in the links provided on the show notes page at filmfrat.com. They might also be in the Spotify page if you're listening on Spotify. Remember to subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already, where I will bring you content every week from the filmmaking community here in San Diego and beyond. And I'm super excited. I'm going to keep going with this at least until I graduate. Come on. At least until that. I know that for sure, which is in June. But I hope to make this podcast last way beyond that. So again, thank you so much. And remember that you are gifted, you are creative, and you are able. Talk to you later, Frat House.
That's all from this episode of the Film Fraternity Podcast. For more filmmaking tips and tricks you can use on your next project, visit www.filmfrat.com. That's FILMFRAT.com.